This week on the 100K Footy Show, as always, we get our big brains together and put $10 on an AFL multi trying to win $100,000.
Oh, it's a doozy this week.
Jev, you brought out your first AFL tiers, which is sort of like your power rankings.
Dash, you've given us the AFL stock market, the biggest market movers.
Yeah, so like Matt Rowell, Jev, started at $67. He's now into $9 for the Brownlow.
Morgs bought us Gold Rush, the best bets from round one we wish we were on but weren't.
Did you know Caleb Sarong was paying $17 for 40 touches on the weekend?
Jesus. All that coming up on this podcast, 100K Sports.
Welcome back to the show that's bigger than Cade Chandler's chin. Welcome back to the show that's still convinced that the Swans are playing in a prelim. Welcome back to the show that's funnier than Collingwood's start to the season. Welcome back to the show that gets your mum wetter than Heritage Bank Stadium last Saturday night. Welcome back to the show that is now a founding member of the Tasmanian Two Heads. Welcome back to the show that's always ready to go. Welcome back to the 100K AFL Footy Show, where every week we get our big brains together, get a 25-leg multi, or in this week's case, maybe a few more. Ideally, put a 10 big bucks on it and try and win $100,000. Boys, it's good to be back. Jev, how are you?
What an intro. Thanks for that. Das, my lesbian neighbours gave me a Rolex for my birthday. Mm-hmm. I think they misunderstood when I said I want to watch. We're going to hell.
That's good.
Cancel us.
That's good.
To our last show.
Lou, how are you, brother?
I'm great, but Das, I do want to start the show on a little bit of a serious note, and if I could just grab camera one.
Same camera.
I just wanted to apologise, Das, to not only you two, but obviously when we started this show, there wasn't a lot of people watching, and there wasn't a lot of pressure on the multi. We're getting a lot of views. We've got nearly 15,000 followers on Instagram, and I've let us down. I wouldn't say we're experts. We're characters on a TV show, and I've been a little bit too wrong over the last couple of weeks, so I'm going to pull it all back. I'm not having much fun. I've dressed for the occasion, and I am locked in today for one of my better performances.
Let's go.
I wanted to, it's emotional.
Here we go, baby Lou.
I thought because I'm dressed for the occasion, I did want to end on a better note. Willem Drew kicked 2 goals on the weekend,
yes, he
and
did.
I do look a bit like him, so I wanted to shout out to Willem Drew. But as I said, I'm stripping the fun back, and I'm dressed accordingly. And finally, Das, what's the TV setup? I'm not happy with it.
This is embarrassing. We had a big 50-inch flat screen ready to go. It broke before the first episode. We've got this little rundown, what is it, like an iMini, an iMac, but this is shithouse. So we're putting it out there. Is there any TV sponsors? Like, who are there? There's Kogan, LG, OLED, bloke I used to go to school with, Samsung. Like, if there's anyone out there that wants to give us a TV sponsorship, we would love one. And we're going to, Aldi
do TVs?
Algie?
I'm just going to have to buy one.
Yeah, we might have to. I hope not.
Come on
Hopefully
board.
we can get through this. So, everyone that's welcome back. So, we're going to quickly run through last week's 100K, which I think is our worst ever.
Was dog's ass.
9 out of 23 legs, boys. So, let's review it. Let's start off with a positive. Some good legs, Jev. Did you have any?
Tom Green, 25.
Tick.
The motherfucking Brownlow medalist. Clary for 25. He had 35.
Tick.
Rosie for 25 and Hayden Young for 20. So I had 4 ticks, but there was still a lot of X's. What about you,
Beautiful.
Lou?
Oh, geez. Did you say good legs?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, it's thin for me. Tom Stewart for 20.
Yeah, that's a good leg.
Oh, it's tough.
I had Whitfield for 25, Colby McKercher for 20, which was his actually debut. And we also had Caleb Sarong. There was a late in for Tex out for 25. He had 46 of the fucking best of them. Taking his shirt off? Please do. This would be unbelievable. Some bad legs, Chev.
Oh, Brent Daniels for 2. I just like the odds at $1.94 and he didn't get there. Rowell Marshall for 20. He had 19. Tom Hawkins for 2. Only kicked the 1. Ben King for 2. Kicked none. Charlie Cameron for 2 was my bet of the week. Kicked none. Willem Drew, your legs. Your bad legs.
Back
to fun.
I had a lot of bad legs. Josh Kelly, 25. He only had 24. I mean, it doesn't get much different than that. Alex Neil-Bullen had him for 15. He had 13 and 13Ks run, so 2 away. Tim English, for any time, I spoke to you, Jev. You said he looked like Tony Modra for a quarter there.
He kicked 2 points. He had a left foot snap that he crumbed. He's a ruckman. But
And I went a little bit early on the Link McCarthy Crow. I said that was the best bet of all time, and I did say on the show that it was result dependent.
How'd he go?
1 goal, 15 clubs. So well done to Link.
You are missing one in there. Where's Butterick? Where's Colin Butterick? You missed Colin Butterick. He had him for 15. He had 7.
I was hoping to leave him alone.
The first and last time Butterick is in the multi. Das, your bad legs.
My bad legs, yeah. So this is a bad leg, not a stiff leg. Because usually we say stiff legs. This is a bad leg. Sicily for 20, only had 11.
Dog's ass.
Didn't want it out there. Toby Green for 2, Jev. This has been multiple weeks that he hasn't got there. So very disappointed. Sorry, had him for 3. Ben Keys for 15. He had 7 at quarter time and finished with 9 and 2 goals.
That stinks.
So he only had 2 more kicks after that, 2 goals. And the whiz, Nick Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Jev, I know you're probably going to call him the fizz. But for anyone that's out there, let's watch Harry Potter. He wasn't the wizard that he was at the start of the movie. So
That's fair.
Sorcerer's hat went on. He's been drafted, taken a Hawthorn. First got his wand. It's a bit broken. He's not that good. And that was his first hit out. So as the season goes on, he's going to become the sorcerer, the wizard that we all come to know and love. I'd love him this week. We had him 50 on him for first goal, 1 goal, 2 goals, 3 goals, and 4 goals. None of them collected. I really wish I could have put one up there, but I couldn't.
He was pulling his one on Saturday.
Fizz.
That's what he was doing.
Unlucky. So let's put that multi behind us
Please.
forever.
Please.
Handshake bet. Recap more.
Now, this was funny. Not exactly how we wanted it to go. So what we spoke about on the pod. So we had the Hawthorn Smalls, which was for Jev, the Essendon Talls for Das. Whoever kicked a goal, so that was... I've butchered that a little bit, but yeah, we were hoping for about 15 pies each. We wanted sort of 5 goals each player kicked, and we got nowhere near it. I think you had 7, did you, Das?
No, 5.
Oh, 5, and Jev, you only had the 2.
2. Only
Jeez,
given.
it
The
was
Fizz didn't
disappointing.
look like kicking a goal. He was actually sitting next to me eating a pie, and Bruce didn't kick one. He missed an easy one, so it was easy work. 2 pies for
I think
me.
we'll have to look for more sort of game stats rather than
couple of ticks.
player stats.
Also, we're probably going to start to look at potentially doing things outside the footy because 4 beers and 4 pies was like $78. So it got thin very quickly because how hot it was as well.
Thin.
It just really went through. But I must say the MCG meat margaritas are absolutely delicious.
They are a drop.
And someone asked about what happened to good old horse meat.
Horse meat. Yeah, someone said we're eating Angus. I said they're not fucking Angus, mate. That's just the horse's name. So,
Chunky Angus. He was a good horse.
I
you
turned
worry.
around too quickly. I accidentally gave Morgs a tick. So
That's all right.
We'll
I'll
take
bank
that one
in.
off as we go through. All right, boys, we got a new segment here. And it's called The Stock Market. I'm sure there's going to be a little stinger or
yeah,
some
I'll
music.
find something there.
Woo, woo. All right, so what we're going to do right now, we're going to look at the biggest market movers. So we screenshotted the markets from before opening round, and these are our best movers. I can tell you right now, these blokes are moving like your single uncle at a wedding. I'm telling you, Tank Beer, Champagne Sunrise, Jaeger Bomb, Bush. All right, so here we go. So the best, Bush. So the best bets for the Brownlow that have come in. Tom Green, your man, started at 21. Then went into 15. Now he's into $8, Jev. So that's a big one. Cripps, Brownlow Watch, started off at $21 into 15.
Let's go.
Caleb Sarong, only the one game. He was started at 26. He's now into 13.
He might get 4 votes.
So people are...
He might get 4 votes for that
So
game.
he's come in. Now, this is the big one. We've obviously spoken about it. Matt Rowell, $67 into 9, which is a massive market mover. Chad Warner, you wanted to know, Jeff, started at 51. He's into 21.
Yeah, deserves it.
But the biggest market mover so far, Isaac Heaney, $251 into 21.
Yeah, because he's been unbelievable.
So that's a huge
been
one. Now,
unbelievable.
we don't really have any buyers at the moment. People that we're selling. Jesus, this screen.
Kogan,
only
TCL,
because it's only been one and a half or one game for most people. So the markets haven't gone out that much. For the Rising Star, Oliver Dempsey for Rising Star started at $67. He's into 21. Harley Reid's still favourite at $3.50. For the Coleman, the biggest movers, Harry Mackay started off at $34 into 15. Yep. Jesse Hogan started at 21. He's now into 7.
He looks good.
But the favourite is still Charlie. He started off at $6. Big Chucky Kerno now into $5. Now, if we have a look at the premiership odds, so it started before the season.
Please.
Collingwood were favourite at $5.50. Brisbane $6, GWS 7, Melbourne 8, Carlton 9, Sydney 10, and Port Adelaide 12. As it sits today,
please,
GWS is at $5, Sydney's at $6.50,
yeah, I'd love a
Carlton's at $8, Brisbane's at 9, Collingwood's at 9, Melbourne's at 9, Port Adelaide's at 10. So if you do love your Brisbane and Collingwood that started off real short, it's only been 2 games, and if you still really like them, that'll be the best price you get all year, unless if you're banking on one of them to lose in the next 2 weeks. That is some serious value there, boys.
I would buy now on Port Adelaide at $10 to 1. I would buy now. They're going to be 5 and zip. We said on the preview pod of Port Adelaide. They've got a very favourable schedule to start. 14 home games. 10 to 1 now is going to be about 6 to 1 in 2 weeks.
3 bets.
Yeah, 3 bets. Take Port Adelaide. And David King reckons GWS are about to be $3. He reckons they're going to go from 5 to 3. So if you like 5, take it because it's going to go to 3. So
Any other leagues you guys wanted to know about?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
What are the odds Liam Stocker had to crap standing up this week after Danger's knee to his ass nearly killed him?
We got here, mate. I'll tell you what. I can confirm he's been walking around like Molly Meldrum after Mardi Gras all week. Molly,
I'm gonna have to cut that. Has there been any movement, Darcy, of Jimmy Webster we found at Mississippi on Saturday?
no. So we've actually got him for the daily double at $1.10 for 15 Bevan Tangs and a rub and tug this Saturday at Finn's. So he won't be at Mississippi. He will be at Finn's. $1.10, 15 Bevan Tangs and a rub and tug.
Robin Tugs in the multi this week.
Can tattoo removalists remove the word Sharon from Jared Witt's face after the biggest Falcon in history in the wet had him there and just went 50 metres?
No, he can't. So that is confirmed. So those are the odds. That is the stock market. We'll bring that back maybe every 2 or 3 weeks.
No, that was seriously good stuff.
We'll see where the market
That's
moves.
great knowledge.
Thank you.
Well done.
All right, boys, let's get in. So we're going to go on to the Thursday night game. We're going to have a quick look, Jeb, for the
Quick as.
weekend launch pad.
Wigan, well, it didn't win. Did it win?
Nah,
No, it was actually stiff. It was Curnow for 4. He kicked 2 goals 4. That one hit his boot, came out today, hit his boot. He probably should have kicked 4. And McLean for 2. He kicked 1 goal 1 again.
Yeah, stiff.
And that was the 80 to 1. So we were basically one goal away.
So
Yeah, that's fine.
St Kilda Collingwood Thursday night, Jeb. Anything that you like?
Yeah, I really like Tim Membry for 2 at $2.12. He's kicked 3 and 3 in his last 2 games, 3 and 2 in his last 2 against the Pies. But he's one of the great Joe the Goose goal kickers in the league.
Best goal in the game.
The Pies absolutely love giving up a Joe the Goose ATM. Oop, I said ATM. Because they've got no idea what they're doing. Charlie Dean just doesn't turn around. He just looks one
Dean
way.
Charlie.
So Darcy Moore's about 7 goals up in the reverse column. So give me Membry for 2, and I'll take Nasai Wanganeen Malira for 20 at $1.24. It's 100% its last 5. The kid's a star, smooth mover. He'll have 20. So they're my 2 legs. You got a leg?
Yeah, I do. So I like bucking the trend. So the Pies have won each of its last 8-9 matches against the Saints. And God, I love defense. And the underdogs have been doing really well. So the Saints are at $2.37 at the moment. I'm not going to do that. Bring them into the line. That's plus 8.5 points. I think it's going to be really close. Pressure's on for the Pies. And if the Saints get a bit of a lead, who knows? So I don't mind that cushion. It's just a bit over a goal, so $1.90, Jeb.
I love the Saints head-to-head. They gave Geelong everything they could handle.
For sure.
At GMHBA, the Pies look shot. So for that multi, Membry 2, Saints line, Wanganeen Malira for 20. That is $3.60. So not a bad start, Luke.
I'll take that. Thank you.
And then the Friday night game, Adelaide and Geelong, which is in Adelaide, which is going to be another massive game. Jev, what legs do you like?
Give me Jeremy Cameron for 4 at $4.90. He's kicked 3 and 4 the last 2 against the Crows. He's just a fucking gun, and I can see him going nuts at Friday night footy. So give me him for 4. And Tom Stewart for 20 at $1.25. He's just a stud. He's never, ever had under 20 in his career against the Crows. He's 6 for 6,
awesome.
20 and over. He just hits this. It hits every time he plays. So Cameron for 4, Stewart for 20. What do you got?
I love Tex for 3 goals. So he's clicked multiple goals in each of his last 5 games, including a bag of 7 and 9. And also his last 2 games against the Cats, he's kicked 3 and 5. So even how good their defense is, he shows that he can come out. Hopefully the back spasms are gone. So that's $1.65 for 3 goals, Jeb.
Yeah, so that multi, Tex for 3, Cameron for 4, Stewart for 20, pays $8.75. And the 2 weekend top-ups together, we get $31.50.
Oh, come on.
The 6 legs altogether. Let's go.
Tex is a great bet. Yeah, he probably could have played last week. He'll be fresher than white bread this week for sure.
Yeah, he will
Yeah,
be.
good white bread as well. All right, let's get into our next segment. So this is the pyramid reaction. So Jev, very controversial. It's the most controversial segment in all the sports. You come out, a lot of people are attacking you. Where's his player? Where's his player? Why isn't he high enough? Why isn't he low enough? You're going to answer the critics right now,
Give him to.
live.
On the 100 Great
Studio.
Footy Show. So I've scoured the comments. So I must admit, I was actually quite surprised by this, Das. I reckon this was one of the best received pyramids we've ever had.
People actually loved it.
Yes, obviously Dacos at the top, so I'll throw it up on the screen. But Dacos at the top was a little bit controversial, but I must admit, I think the Pies Army came out in their droves because they said that justice had been had. But 3. So number 1, where is Matt Rowell?
He's just not consistent. He hasn't been consistent enough last year. How many times did we have him for 20 in the multi and he didn't get there? I did this basically before the season, like right before round 0. I had a chance to change a little. Now he's had 2 good games. Now he's right on my radar. So he's not in yet, and I think everyone should agree he's not in yet, but he'll probably be in soon if he keeps this form.
So for people that don't know, like with the pyramid, you might put someone in judging off if you expect the expectation for the start of the year.
Yeah.
But it's going off last year, but now he's had 2 really good games. By the time you do the next one, he should be in there because he's been dominating.
Yeah.
He'll be knocking on the door. This one, you probably don't even need to answer this, but this was probably the biggest comment of the whole thing is where is James Sicily?
Fucking hell. I was sick of hearing it. He kicked Andrew McGrath as many times as he kicked the footy on Saturday. How justified was I for not having him in on Saturday when he had 11 touches and looked scared of the sun and he's kicking Andrew McGrath in his ass? For fuck's sake, he was horrible on the weekend. So all those blokes that commented James Sicily can get fucked. Next.
That's fair. And finally, I think this is no controversy. This is just good footy chatter, and I think you'll rate this, Jeb. The Freo duo, Andy Brayshaw and Caleb Sarong.
So I'd 100% like to apologise to Caleb Sarong. I feel like
He was in there last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he 100%
he's seen it for sure.
He 100% stiff as. Like he was just so stiff, and I just feel like when I'm doing it, you put Brayshaw and Sarong in, or you put neither of them in, sort of thing. And I've sort of just put neither of them in. But if he's going to play like that and have 46 touches round 1, he will be in the next pyramid.
Well done, boys. Hey, Jeb's pyramid reaction. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, so now we do have another segment, Jeb, that you're going to crack in before we get into the 100K. Jeb's tears.
Jeb's tears.
Like not crying tears, but like tears as in teams, I believe.
I'm ranking the teams.
Okay.
We've seen everyone play at least once now. We've had a look, and I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to work my way up. So first tier is football no man land. And that is the Richmond Tigers. You see them right at the bottom of your screen there. They are in football's no man's land.
Okay.
They've got the worst kids in the league.
Ooh.
Their old blokes are old.
Ooh.
They're injured. They're still good enough to win games, but they're not going to play finals, but they probably won't get the number 1 draft pick. They are in football no man's land.
Okay.
They're in trouble.
Good category.
2 hydrolights and a beach swim.
All right.
That's my next
here we
figure.
go. My
Collingwood
Tuesday.
and Brisbane. What's the perfect hangover cure, Das?
2 hydrolytes
And a beach swim.
your mum in a
They need, you're probably right. They need 2 hydrolytes and a beach swim. These two, they've started like dog's ass.
Yep.
They're buggered. They're stuffed. They need to get out of this hangover. Next one is, what did you do in pre-season tier?
Okay.
The Bulldogs and Hawthorn. They both looked horrible
Oh.
on tape. Hawks maybe a bit stiff, bit
Hawks
inaccurate
are right.
in front of goal. I don't know what they're doing with Nick Watson, their prize number 5 pick possession. You can't leave him like that. And the Dogs forgot to defend or didn't learn how to defend
That's
over
fair.
the preseason, or I don't know what they're doing.
See, Jack Billings had 15 uncontested marks.
Yeah,
15.
15 on a wing. He was just getting it as he wanted. Mulligan, next tier, Mulligan. St Kilda, I'm going to give a Mulligan to.
Okay.
It's not easy to win at Geelong.
That's fair.
They still looked okay. Adelaide, I'm going to give a Mulligan to. They probably don't deserve it, but I'm going to give Adelaide a Mulligan.
Yep.
Lost in the rain, Gold Coast. Gold Coast looked good. And Melbourne, their Mulligan round 0. After they've pumped the Dogs on the weekend, maybe that loss to the Swans, who looked seriously good, wasn't that bad of a loss. So we'll give them a Mulligan for that round. Perfect start. Freo, Essendon, Port Adelaide, Gold Coast and Geelong. 4 of those teams are 1 and zip.
Yep.
Gold Coast are 2 and zip. You couldn't ask for anything more as a supporter, a coach, a player of that club. Perfect start.
Just get a
all you
win.
want. Get a
Perfect.
win. The close game Kings is your next. Carlton Blues. They're the close game
Attaboys.
Kings.
Love it.
They know how to win close. As
Never
much
liked
as
that.
sometimes I don't rate some of their players on the list, geez, they know what to do in crunch time, in close games, in fourth quarters. They are the kings of the close
In
game. Was it
finals,
6 in a row.
elimination finals.
6 wins in a row, under a goal or less. They are the close game kings. And the final tier, book your flights to Sydney Friday the 20th to Sunday the 22nd of September.
Here we go.
Das, do you know what that weekend is?
Not Mardi Gras. That was just
That was-
gone.
Yeah,
What
that
is
was
it?
just
I'm
gone.
still sore.
That is prelim final
Oh,
weekend.
right.
Book your flights to Sydney prelim final weekend because there are 2 teams locked into prelim spots.
Oh, here we go.
Locked. The GWS Giants and the
Wow.
Sydney Swans are 2 of the 4 prelim spots. And it's looking like it's going to be in Sydney. So we'll add GWS. Can you
It's up there.
We'll be there probably.
If we're not at the DI. We usually go to the Dingley International, but
So
I can't believe that. 2 rounds in.
2 rounds in, there are 2 spots taken for
so
prelim.
there's only 2 spots left, Jeff.
for the rest of the 16 teams. They're fighting for 2 prelim spots.
That is unreal. That's permanent
Yes.
market. too.
So that is Jeb's tiers.
Oh, that's great
Can you
tiers.
pick any holes in the tiers?
Some really good categories. Only a small sample size yet,
Yeah.
so really excited to see how it plays out over the next 3 weeks.
And we'll check back in 2 weeks, I believe.
Yeah, 2 weeks,
2
3
weeks
weeks,
it is.
whatever you want.
Beautiful.
Depends how it reacts. Turns out it goes down.
Month or so.
All right, boys, let's crack into it. So this is why people are here. So this is this week's 100K multi. So we've got a few more legs into it this week. Jev found a little loophole. It's usually 25 legs. I believe we got 29.
29.
Which is the most we've ever put into it. So let's start here, guys. So
Serious.
North versus Freo. Talk to me, Jev.
So for the people that might be their first time watching, we're trying to turn $10
Into 100,000.
into 100 grand. 100,000. So it takes a lot of legs. It takes a lot of thought, a lot of effort to get there. And we all bring our legs to the table and we add them in. And we're trying to turn $10, 100 grand. Get with your mates. Only $3.30 each for the three of us.
Beautiful.
Get with four mates. It's $2.50. Do it yourself. $10. How nice will 100 grand be? So we're giving ourselves the best crack. First game, North Freo. No legs from me. Nothing from me.
I love it. It's smart.
It annoyed me so much. Our first game last week, we go to Hawthorn Essendon, 110 MCG. We
Perfect conditions.
Perfect condition. We have Sicily for 20, Watson for a goal, the Fizz, and both lose, and then the 100K multi's done. It really annoyed me last week.
Flattening.
Yeah, I love it.
Flattening. So no legs for me. Do you have a leg, Lou?
I love that, Jeff. I'm the same as you. We're just taking the emotion out of it. We're going to leave it alone because we have to just back winners. So, Das, I'm taking Charlie Lazaro anytime at $3.25.
Charlie Pizarro
He's not
anytime
in
at
there.
$3.25.
If I didn't, that would have been huge.
No, we're staying away from that.
Yeah.
There's no money ball leg this week.
That's great. I'll just be enjoying this one at home, boys. Probably stroking myself to every sarong clearance. So there was 10 last week. So let's see if we can get the salami a little bit going on this one. But no legs for me this game. Next one, Jev. Hawks and Melbourne. This is going to be a good contest. Who are you taking?
Give me Jack Viney, 20 touches at $1.13. So there's two reasons I love this leg.
player,
I was going to take Clayton Oliver for 25, Das. But last year, Finn McGuinness tagged him, put the clamps on him, and kept Clary to 14 touches.
Wow, 14.
Clary's coming off 35 last week. So if Finn goes to Clary, it's very open for Viney to eat. And also, StatMate reckons this leg should be $1.01. 100% in its last 10, 100% in its last 5 against the Hawks. He's looked good the start of the season, Viney. He'll have 20 on the G. Give me Jack Viney for 20.
I love that. Das, we were there on Saturday, and I tell you what, was I impressed by Marby or Joel? I thought he was so athletic. Old Two Phones Joel. I think you've got to bet on athleticism. You've just got to bet on athleticism. You can set up your zones, your clusters, your crunchy nuts, but don't hold that against me. $1.55 I'm getting for one snack. He was flying at everything, and I just think May, Lever, it doesn't matter. Marby or Joel's too athletic.
What do you call him?
Marby or Joel.
Joel. He's a good one. All right, boys. I would absolutely love to take the Wizard at $1.05, but I'm banned this week. I'm not touching anything in this game. Jeff, do you have anything else?
No, I don't. You got nothing.
I actually do. Cozzy pick it anytime.
That's a good leg.
It is
Well
a good
done.
leg. So I wanted to make a rule that...
Kick one last week, didn't you?
Correct.
Oh, sorry. Go.
No, yeah. So I wanted to make a rule that all my legs were 100% on the last month.
Yep.
So including the last
4
yeah.
games. Yeah.
So it was, as I said, still having fun, but and you'll see later on the multi that rule gets sort of.
It's got a good
I can't wait to see
Due
your
to my
show.
poor start, as I said, I didn't start my pre-season. You know, like Collingwood and Brisbane, they're saying they're about 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
I was a bit the same.
I agree.
I was knackered.
Yeah, that's
It took
fair.
me a while to
Crept
get
up on
into
you.
it. So my formula, all 100% on the last one, as I said, and a Powerball leg, which we'll touch on later. But I say all that to say this: Cozzy pick at $1.17. Jev, you called this bloke a position A grader during the season preview, and that got a little bit of chatter.
hope
But
so.
he kicked 2 last week against the Dogs, 3 before that, 2, 1, 1. He's unbelievable. He'll have his sights on All Australian 44 this year, and so will I. And I love this leg.
That's a fantastic lev.
Let's go.
Well done, boys. All right, let's moving on to the next one. This one has been circled for a while. This man's just loosening up, and I can't wait to see what he has to say about this. Swans, Bombers, Jev.
Swans Bombers. Boys, what are a couple of annual events on the calendar? Like Easter.
Christmas,
Boxing Day,
Andy Marr's birthday,
Gather Round,
reach around.
Marlon Pickett's court hearing day.
Perfect. All of them perfect. Your primary school fate as well.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Definitely.
It's a big one.
Add the Swans beating Essendon in there. It's an annual event that's probably going to become a public holiday soon. 2023, we beat them. 2022, we beat them.
Sure.
Jesus.
2021, we beat them twice.
Okay.
We've beaten them 11 out of the last 12 on the SCG.
Oh.
Wow.
So lock this in.
Yep.
Swans giving Essendon their annual ass kicking.
Okay.
It happens every year, once a year, like your primary school fate and Andy Marr's birthday and everything. So Give the Swans are certainties this weekend, but they are not in the multi. We don't really go results in the multi.
They're not.
But we're going to go Chad Warner for 25 at $1.68. This kid is an out-and-out star. I said this before the season. He'll pull more Brownlow votes than Errol. I reckon he's on 4 Brownlow votes after 2 rounds. He started the season with 27 and 26. He's last 3 against the Bombers. He's had 26, 25, 32.
All good touches.
He's fit. He's confident. He's wearing the TNs, and he's also rested in the goal square and kicking snags. 25 for the Chad is in. And how good is this? Because the multi's on fire, it went down to 20. So we only need Chad Warner for 20.
That's great.
And down.
25 is one of my favourite, but it only need for 20 for a Saturday leg. Lou, you got a leg.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that allowed me to bring this leg in, Darcy, Jeff, if I'm not mistaken. But Darcy, Kyle Langford for 1. Again, this bloke impressed me. The boy from Ivanhoe Grammar, 192 centimetres.
Is that where he's from? Ivanhoe.
He was an impressive specimen live at the G. But again, the criteria fits. He's 100% on his last 4. He kicked 3 last week. He won't get the same turnover ball that he got from Hawthorn. He sort of benefited off that last week. He's not going to get that from the 2024 preliminary finalists this week, Jeff, in the Swans. But I still love it. I think I'm getting about $1.35, $1.30. Langford for 1 to shoe in.
I'll be taking... Oh, Errol. Just to be like we'll work on that. All right, I've got him for 20 touches, boys. I need a green tick more than I need oxygen right now. So it's just about $1.11. So it's pretty short. But he hasn't gone under his last 10 games, Jev. The only time he has over his last 20, he had 19 touches. So we obviously know he's in pretty good hands. Over the last 12 as well, he's averaging 28.5. Which is a lot. Jesus. And Jev, you know that he touches up the Bombers. His last 3, he's had 37, 26, and 23. We only need him for 20. Really like this leg, so I've got Errol Goulden in there for 20.
He's a
for
fucking
my first
star.
leg.
He was on 19 at 3/4 time against the Pies. He ended with 30, so he had 11 last quarter touches. So 20 shouldn't be a problem. And then Nick the Lizard Blakey for 15 at $1.07. This is 100% just a multi-feeler.
Okay.
It's 100% his last 5. He's a borderline competition elite. I fucking love him. Give me the Liz for 15 in there. He's on fire.
Big final.
Any other legs?
No, not for me,
Just
mate.
wanted to say for some absolute market value. So last week, the Bombers, I wish anyone that had it. So the package was paying a mid-strength for 4 snags.
$11.50.
Which is $11.50 for the casuals out there, which makes me start to think that would be a great leg for Gold Rush.
The best bets we weren't on, but wish we were, Das. Thank you. Great segment. So this week, it's an unbelievable week of best bets, and we should thank StatMate for all of these. So first off, 25 touches. Stephen May, $11 at PointsBet.
Wow.
Mitch McGovern was 10 for 26. Massimo D'Ambrosio or...
The Massimin Curry, yeah, that's good. That's all right.
$9.50 on Ladbrokes. Tom Powell from North.
Yep.
Tom Powell, 26. He paid $9.25.
Wow.
Maxi Gorn absolutely dominated the Dogs. $8 you could have got for that. Moving on to 30 disposals. Andy McGrath had 33 at $7.75.
Yep.
Luke Ryan for Freo, 33, $6.50 you could have got.
Wow.
Cripper, 31, $3.75. Not too bad.
That's pretty good.
Good form, the boy. 35 touches. Noah Anderson had 35,
geez, he was good.
$9.50.
$9.50.
Sam Flanders, 35, $8 with
Jeez,
Sports
that's nice.
Bet. And then adding, we didn't have one of these last week, but 40 touches. You could have got Caleb Sarong only on Sports Bet. So hats off to them at $17.
17
Nice.
to 1.
Moving into
40.
snags. 1 snag. Bailey Williams, $5.30. Ollie Hollandsdale, $5.30. Not a usual goal kicker. $5.30 is probably about right.
Snap.
Christian Salem, $5.30. And then Lockie Bramble for 5.
Tell me about Lucky Bramble.
For the Dogs.
Yeah, for the Dogs, 1 goal, $5. Now, my boy Willem Drew, kick 2, $21 with
22.
PointsBet. Kane Farrell, kick 2 at 15. Zane Dersman, kick 2 at 13. Darcy Wilson for the Saints, 2, $12.50 on
He
Sportsbet.
looks like a stud.
Moving
He looks
to
like a
3
stud.
goals. Chatty Warner, $23 for 3. Jack Petrocelli for 21. Oliver Dempsey, kick 3 at 15. Dylan Moore, kick 3, $16.
Good game.
And Cade the Chin Chandler, $15 for 3. On to 4 goals. Logan McDonald for 4. He had $19 on
Jeez, that would've been
Sportsbet.
nice.
Jakey Stringer, the package in a contract year. We said that he's a different
He's a
beast.
different beast.
$13.
Just a mid-strength.
And then finally, Jesse Hogan for 6 is $14.
Nice.
That's a great bet. Probably a little bit under what you think, but that's a credit
Yeah.
to him that only pays him.
He's on
That's
fire.
Gold Rush,
He's
the
on
best bets we weren't on, but wish we were.
Hell of a
That's a good
segment.
leg. Hell of a
So
segment.
for people
Have a breath.
that got that, obviously think about the players, and I think we should be on 40 disposal watch because it looks like it's going to happen a little bit more this year.
Yep.
Tom Stewart hit it twice. Sicily hit it once last year. I think Lockie
Tom
Neal
Green
hit
had
it.
37
Tom
on the
Green.
weekend.
Pick a player
Yeah.
potentially for 40. And it'd be awesome to get it, chuck it up on the wall. That'd be fantastic.
Fuck
So,
yeah.
Morgs,
I'll have
that's
a
a great
Hey,
segment.
thanks.
Gold
Thanks to
Rush,
StatMate
love it.
as well for
Thanks,
those.
StatMate. All right, boys, next game. Here we go. Bulldogs and the Suns. This is going to be a cracker. Jev, what legs?
Noah Anderson, 25 touches at $1.52. I actually can't believe I'm getting $1.52 for this Das. He had 35 last week. He's had 35, 25 and 29 his last 3 games. He had 26 against the Dogs last year. And this is at Mars Stadium in Ballarat. And you wouldn't believe it, but Noah Anderson used to holiday in Ballarat when he was a kid.
Did he?
I actually did hear that.
So they reckon
Bit of homecoming.
They reckon his nickname was the Gold Whiz as a kid. He was that much of a wizard at panning for gold that they called him the Gold Whiz, old young Noah Anderson.
Sovereign Hill.
Yeah, Noah Anderson, 25 at $1.52. Probably my favourite value of the week, Lou.
Gold Whiz. Stas, what's the biggest market mover since Apple bought out the iPhone X? You should know. We've spoken about
Your
it.
mum's only fan video?
Matt Rowell. Das,
Yes,
Matt
of
Rowell
course.
for the Brownlow we've spoken about. Again, 100% on his last 4, so it fits in my criteria, which
Here we
gets
go.
thrown out the window pretty quickly. 67 into $9. His opening round was well documented. 33 disposals, 20 clearances. He backed that up with last week against the Crom. 29 disposals, 20 contested in the win. I love this. The fact that he's getting the contested disposals still and then a little bit more outside ball. 20 touches. I think he got about $1.16.
Yeah.
Great multi.
Matt Rowell for 20.
And probably
Perfect.
in top 3 Brownlow favourite. Let's go.
I love it. All right, boys, I'm going to start off with, I love this man. Libber for 25 touches at $1.27. This man loves Mars Stadium more than a homeless man likes a hot shower. I can tell you this right now. Libber's last 5 games at Mars Stadium, he's averaged 28.5. His last 2 games there, he had 33 and 35. Both were last year against the Crows and the Giants, so it's fresh form from last year.
Oh, yeah.
35 and 33. Mars Stadium, homeless man, hot shower. We love this. $1.27. Jeb,
go.
anything else?
No more legs for me for this game, Lou.
Well, it's unbelievable, Dust, that you say that Libba likes the Mars Stadium because it's an absolute land of the talls. So
Okay.
I've had to go back and I've gone back to the well. I've gone back to Timmy English.
Let's go.
He loves Mars Stadium.
Touches or
You're
goals?
not you when you're hungry, Dust. So I'm going back to well. So just the one, anytime. Get $1.90. As I said, I spoke about it in Stiff League. Jev, you saw that game and I spoke to you during the week. You said he looked like Tony Mondra for a quarter.
Unbelievable.
So, and what a comparison.
They started him full forward at 3/4 after half time, and he had 2 shots on goal that both should have been goals. He was stiff.
And like, who's going to stop him?
no one.
So
I'm
I
not.
had a look. I looked at his last. So he had kicked 2 goals in round 20 when they beat the Giants. The game before that, he had a bagel, but that's okay. And then he had 1 goal, 3 goals, 1. So 4 of the last 5, he's kicked a goal at Mars. He loves it. You're not you when
Do
you're
you say
hungry.
4? I'm pretty sure. Do you say 4? I'm pretty sure he dominated against Brisbane. Is that the one? Do you say he kicked 4 goals?
I mean, he probably did, but no, that was just a Ballarat.
Oh,
That was Ballarat stats.
4 of the last 5 he's kicked
Yeah.
snags.
He actually owns a share in Sovereign Hill.
that's great. All right, boys. I'll be taking Took Miller for 25 plus touches at $1.30. Took, last 2 weeks, he's had 29 and 28, and he doesn't look like slowing down. It looks
shit, no.
like the way that Dimmer has them going, they're just running a lot more. Sometimes away from home, he wouldn't get as much to it, but I don't think he'll be tagging anyone. I think they're going to just be locking horns. It's going to be a real good stoppage clearance game. But yeah, I absolutely love him for 25 touches, $1.30. He's a good player. I hope he goes on with it because he's one of my favourite to watch in the AFL. Any more legs?
No more legs for me.
Any more
No.
legs?
it, mate.
You got one more.
Do I?
Here we go.
Oh, I do too. I thought it was the next game.
Butterick has made it.
No,
Is it Butterick?
it's not Butterick. Can confirm. Butterick will never be in the multi again.
Oh, I've got one more leg. Butterick for 40. There you go.
He'll be in Gold Rush. No, he'll never be in the multi again. Malcolm Rojas Jr.
Rosas?
Danny Rojas. Football is life.
Now, more importantly, how much would you love to have a beer with Malcolm Rojas Sr.? But I'm not sure what the lineage is there. But I could not believe this bloke's form. Jeff, I spoke to you during the week about this. He's kicked 2 against the Crom last week, 3 against the Tigers in round 0. A little bit like his old man, Rojas. He's a live fire up front. The quick ball getting inside 50. You got Took, Noah, Matty Rowell. We've got to bet on some forwards. We're leaving Levi alone just for the early stages of this year. But Rojas Jr. just for 1.
Roe Jesus is absolutely dominating. $1.39 is just one they got wrong. So we'll profit off of that.
Roy Moses. he's gonna part the back
Football
line.
is life. Danny Rojas.
Oh, that is good. Oh,
good leg.
Glad you read that note.
Boys, next game, another one filled with good legs. Tigers and Port Adelaide. Jev, what do you have?
Connor Rosie 25 at $1.36 and Connor Rosie for a goal at $1.58.
Yep.
I'm taking this bet for about 15 different reasons. He just looks like a bona fide top 10 player in the comp on the weekend. He's a part of the top 5 duo in this league with Butters. Port look like a very impressive side, an impressive 23 put out in the park. And when they've shored up their backline with Asava Radaglia and Brandon Zerk-Thatcher, it just gives their their gun midfielders a chance to front run and dominate games and hit the scoreboard. So, yeah, I'm taking Port's captain for 25 and a snag. Connor Rosie, absolutely love it.
Like it. Had 29 and 2 last week. It was fantastic.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah, so it's fair to say we're not a huge fan of the Tigers, Jeff, here at 100K. But
No, they're in football's no man's land.
someone's got to kick their snags.
They do.
They're going to kick a couple. And I reckon that man's Tom Lynch, Das. $1.51 for 2. As I said,
Good leg last week, Jeff.
This is just a good bet. As you boys said on the roast, the Tigers are just a different setup when he's in the side. If he's not in the side, it's hard to see where a winning score's actually coming from for the Tigers. So he's kicked 2 the first 2 weeks of the year. $1.51 for a leg. That's 100% on the year. It's just something that we have to take, and I'm going to do so, Das.
I love it. I'll be going with my man, my Brownlow prediction, Jev, alongside yours. Your captain, of course. So Zach Butters for 25 touches, $1.29. I'm going to keep betting on this until he goes under. Hasn't gone under in his last 5. Had I think 29 and a goal on the weekend. And they came out, a couple of people just do like their own votes, and it's almost 50-50. It was like Rosie Butters. As we did mention, the start of the season and in our preview, if it was close last year, Butters was getting the votes, but I think maybe the extra goal for Rosie maybe have got him over the top. But either way, great player. Feel safe with this one, $1.29 for 25 touches. Zach Butters. Jeff, you got another one?
Yeah, Jason Horn-Francis, anytime.
This is a good bet.
At $1.94.
well
I really like the odds of this leg at $1.94. Our friends at StatMate have implied it should be about $1.67.
Why is that?
He's kicked a snag in the last 2 games he's played in,
Yeah.
3 of the last 5,
Yeah.
and he kicked 1 against the Tigers last year.
Perfect.
I also noticed against the Eagles on the weekend, he was playing out of the goal square when he was resting.
Was he?
Whole 50 to himself. They were giving him the ball down there, giving him chances. This leg should salute, and $1.94 is golden for the 100K multi. Horn-Francis, snag.
Yeah, love it, Jeff. Dusty anytime. Pretty simple for me, Das. Just $1.33. Bet on champions. And that's what I'm doing. $1.33 just for one. He's clearly spending a bulk of his time up forward, so it's an easy bet.
Yep.
All right, boys. Todd Marshall for 2 goals. The Deneliquin boy needs to step up.
Yeah, he will.
Last week he had 3 behinds and got bodied by an 18-year-old. $1.61 I'm getting for a bloke that needs to pull his bloody socks up. Todd Marshall, you're getting paid big money, and I'm putting you in the multi. How many snags? Not 1, but just 2. $1.61. Don't make me look fucking stupid out here. Todd Marshall for 2. Just put it through the big sticks, big fella.
Big final.
Fucking hell. Todd Marshall, 2 goals. Big Denny boy. Let's
I like
go.
it. Let's go back down
Step
there.
up. Do you have anything else?
No more legs for me, Luke.
No, that's it, me.
Yeah, I've got one more. Dan Houston, the Tigers will have a problem for 20 touches at $1.28. Had 22 last week. I think he'll start to get rolling a little bit more this week. I think that the Tigers will be a little bit more competitive than West Coast. Him and Farrell off the half back line looked unbelievable. So watch for him to link up. We know that he loves the MCG. He kicked that one against the Bombers after the siren last year. Fantastic kick. 20 disposals, $1.28.
Love it.
How you going?
I reckon Kane Farrell and Dan Houston have a handshake bet, Das, of who's going to kick more handball receives outside 50 goals this year. They were doing it all on the weekend, just coming around, getting the handball and going long.
Can you imagine being able to do that and like Jaden Short, like just having that leg?
Oh, they look like they've got 2 absolute weapons of legs off half back line.
I'd love to have a
that is a certainty.
I'd love to have a competitor. I reckon you take 2 of mine for one of his.
He's a beautiful kicker.
Mickey Frederick snag. That went 80 metres.
Yeah, that was huge.
run.
And he was going full tilt. All right, last game, boys. West Coast and the Giants. We're going to load up because this is the last game, and we're really going to get there with some good legs. Jev, roll the shoulders back.
You know who.
Who are we taking? I
know who.
actually don't.
I do.
Tom Green for 30 touches.
God damn it.
At $1.57.
club?
Tom Green for a goal at $2.20.
31 club.
The motherfucking Brownlow medalist. First, I got to update the Brownlow ticket, Das. So we gave him 1.5 votes week 1.
Give or take, yep.
I'm going to give him 2.5 votes
I think that's fair.
for last week.
Yep.
He got 10 coaches' votes, but Jesse Hogan kicked 6. 2.5 is fair.
Because, especially for the 1.5 the week before, yeah.
It's 10.5 and then 2.5.
Yeah, so let's say he's on 4 for the year.
Could we argue that there's no way Hogan's getting 3 votes
6 is
in the Brownlow? Let's be honest.
37.
True, yeah, no, he's
Let's
probably
give
right.
him 3.
Yeah, just give him 3.
I'll give him...
Because 1.5's probably a little bit low, so just give him 3. So let's say he's
no
potentially on
1.5.
4.5.
If we've learned anything, the Brownlow 6 goals is 2, 30
That's
and
good,
1
Jeff.
is 3.
All right.
Shark will
Here's
back
his
me up.
last 3 games. From the prelim final against the Pies until now.
So big games.
37 and 1.
Fuck.
30 and 1.
Jesus.
37 and 1.
Moses.
I actually think
Moses.
he's the most informed best player in the comp right now. I think he's number 1.
Hard to argue with.
He's gone from 15 to 1 for the Brownlow to second favourite at 8 to 1 on
crazy.
Sportsbet. He's going to lick his lips against this West Coast
I'm licking my
midfield.
lips.
30 and 1. This is just no problem for the GOAT, Tom Green. Morgs.
I'm mesmerised, honestly. Das, pure gold this. 100% last 5, 90% on his last 10. Stephen Caniglio, $25.28.
He's one of the captains.
Yeah, it's 100%. Connor Butterick, no more, Das.
Yeah.
It's just time to deal with business. His last 2 against West Coast, he's had 28 and 36. The 28 he had was over there, so he likes Perth, likes the area, stays
He's
in.
from WA.
Of course he is. So he'll hit the tables up at Crown and you're just 25 plus $1.28.
Fantastic. Boys,
Great
I'll be taking the local produce for 20 touches.
Yep.
Yes, that is our man. Probably doesn't know it. Good local produce, Morty Bray boy.
Lucky
Finn
out.
Callahan for 20 touches.
You are from Katundra.
$1.67 we're getting. It looks like he's going to play a really big role. And because the other guys have been getting a lot of it, didn't do as much of the preseason. Don't be surprised if he plays a little bit more midfield time and they just try and get a few more Ks under his belt. But so he had 24 last week. I think he's going to go on with that. I think 20 is going to be a piece of cake.
He looked good on the weekend.
$1.64, boys. So I've got the local produce in there.
Seen him in a lot of promotional stuff for the Giants too.
Yeah.
So
Good man. Big boy.
Big
Good
raps
guy.
about him.
Jeb?
No more from me. Luke.
Yeah, Jesse Hogan for 2, Das. Again, I got to the last game and I just stripped it all back. He's coming off 6 last week, 4 the week before. I spoke to Jeff during the week. And he just loved the swing of his kick. He said Jeremy Cameron's a bit of a ball. I reckon Jesse Hogan might be a bit of a ball.
He's a beautiful set shot. He's got a little stutter step and they go straight through the middle.
So yeah, we chatted about that during the week, but there's no need for the 100% rule.
I can't remember what he's come in for the Coleman, but I reckon that is the best bet for the Coleman right
I
now
agree.
because they're going to kick a bucket load of goals this year, GWS. And
it looks like H will steal some snags off Charlie.
yeah.
So there's your bet.
Exactly. He's kicked 10
Might
in
go
2
into the
weeks.
journal.
He started well. So Jesse Hogan for 2. I love it.
All right, boys. I'm going to bring back Morgs' favourite segment from last year. Who am I?
Oh yeah,
Right.
I'm enjoying what you
I was born in Bacchus Marsh. I graduated from St. Patrick's College in Ballarat. My favourite meal is Cheerios. Who am I?
Noah Anderson. Andy Marr.
I'll go Noah Anderson as well.
It's Aaron Cadman for a snag, boys.
it's Aaron Hamill.
$1.22. Surely the Cheerios gave it away. He looks like a serious player, Jeff.
Yeah, he does. He's put on 10 kilos. His shoulders look
serious player. So I think one's easy. Does anyone else have another
Nah,
leg?
I'm out of
All right,
legs.
let me run through this. I've got Lockie Whitfield for $25.28.
Cheerios,
His
Hamill.
last 2 weeks, 33 and 29. I just made that up, by the way. He's a fucking gun. His last 3 against the Eagles, boys, he's had 29, 25 and 33. Then we
leg.
got one more, boys. He has to. You can't lose once, shame on me. Lose twice, shame on all of us, whatever it's called. Not 3 times, boys. Toby Green for 2 snags at $1.30. He has to fire up.
Big final.
I've got him firing up. He's one of my favourite players. We always talk about he's the AFL's MVP. He kicked 4 against the Eagles last year. Toby Green, show me the
time.
money.
Yeah,
Just
I love it.
give it to me. So
that's awesome.
that is the last leg. Boys, anything else before I read it out?
I got a journal multi.
Yeah, perfect. I'd love this. So for anyone who doesn't know, Morgs, say what the journal multi
Yeah,
is.
so I just listened to the pod live on the pod.
Yeah.
I'm part of the pod.
Yeah.
The best bets you convinced me on.
Yeah, all right.
So we didn't get up last week because Timmy English cost us. But
Yeah.
as you said, Jeff, we spoke during the week.
Yeah, he was
and
on
you
fire.
said that he looked like Tony
Modra-esque.
Modra for a quarter. So we've gone a bit outside us, but I don't look for certain odds. I just give you what the legs give me, and
Yeah.
it pays what it pays.
Come
what
on.
I'm convinced of. So I've got the Swans head to head.
Yep.
$1.15, but
Yep.
it looks like they win. Marby or Joel? I convinced
It's
myself.
Chol.
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 All right. Marby
It's not Joel Jeffrey.
$1.55. It's too good.
Yeah,
I think
the
you
old
guys
Joel
agree.
Jeffrey.
Jeff, you sold me on Connor Rosie for 25 and 1 club.
Yeah, love it.
I love that. Rosas Jr.
Yeah,
I
your man.
spoke
Talking
to
about it
myself.
like he's Rey Mysterio Jr., like he's a wrestler.
Well, it's so sports bet.
Yeah, maybe with that house.
$1.39 into Jesse Hogan Coleman.
Yes.
Yeah, futures bet.
Yeah, because I thought, as I just said, I reckon Harry will take some goals off Charlie,
Yeah.
and that's probably the best
You've
bet.
sold yourself.
38.15 you
Yeah,
get for the
that's
journal multi.
nice.
So
Have a
we'll get
little-
that on, and because people probably would have been wondering.
Yeah.
Thank God. The journal tick.
Right, so here we go, guys. So I'm going to read out the multi. So this is 29 legs, $11.39 on this to win $100,000.
Come on.
$18.12. Pucker up, sit down, and
final.
listen to this. Here we go. Jack Viney for 20. Cozzy Pickett for a snag, and Marby Old Joel for a snag.
Mario, Joel Jeffries.
Goulden for 20, Langford for 1, Warner for 20, Nick Blakey for 15.
Good
That
start.
is such a good start. Here we go. Libber for 25, Took 25, Anderson 25, Rowell for 20, contested possession. No, they're just normal. Jeez, that's good value. Tim English for 1, and the Rey Mysterio Jr., Michael Roses Jr. for a snag.
Ro Jesus.
We got Zach Butters for 25, Rosie 25, Connor Rosie anytime.
go.
The Horn Francis for 1, Dusty 1, Tom Lynch 2, Marshall 2, pull your fucking socks up, Dan Houston for 20.
Let's go.
And then we got Finn Callahan, the local produce for 20, Lockie Whitfield 25, Cogs 25, Cadman for some bowl of Cheerios and a goal, Tom Green for a snag, Jesse Hogan for 2, Tom Green for 30, and Toby Green for 2 goals.
on.
29 legs. It looks good on paper. We've started real thin. I love it.
Tobes kicked 4 against West Coast over in Perth
Oh.
last year. He's kicking 2. He has to.
This thing's starting thinner than Camden McIntosh's shape.
Oh, Jesus, not Camden. What's Camden got to do with this?
He was a Mosh ambassador, and then they got rid of him because they couldn't fix him.
I'm going Camden Freakster.
Bruce Doolish, this.
Yeah, hey, that was a good multi. That was a good show.
Oh, well done. Good show. Good show.
Also, for anyone watching, thank you. Like, subscribe, share. This is the best footy show you'll listen to. Fuck all the other ones. This is good. This is good, honest content. So enjoy, listen. Blues got a bye, so I'm going to go.
How many does Toby Green kick? Whiz kick?
Hopefully 2. No, the Wiz. We're up to see the Wizard, the wonderful Nick Watson. The Wiz for 2.
The Swans just beat the Bombers. It doesn't matter how much. 10 goals, 20 goals,
What?
20 points,
What?
10 points. It doesn't matter. The Swans win. Quickly, let's touch on road to 20K last week. Fuck me. That thing is cursed. All you got to do is double your money. We went Sicily 20, Charlie Cameron for 2. We're putting that thing on ice for a week.
2 duck eggs, yeah, a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks on ice. We'll come back when we've seen a bit of footy.
Like, subscribe. Chili baby back ribs. Arriba.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.